Suppose you were a young adult trying to consider what kind of career to embark on. Like many other young adults, you might seek the help of a careers mentor, someone who can sit and guide you based on your interests and your talents, which kind of subjects you should go on to study. Now suppose you sit down and ask the mentor, tell me something, I'm thinking of studying law, is law a good study to pursue? The mentor turns to you and says, law, it's not empty, it's got something to it. Okay, you say, a bit taken aback. What about business studies? Business studies, it's not empty, it's got something to it. You might turn around and say this careers mentor should get another job because they're not doing a good job of selling the product. So isn't it weird when we consider that in this week's Sedra, Moshe Rabbeinu seems to do exactly that? In one of the final public moments of his life, he's addressing the people, and he turns to them and he says to pay attention, to be actively involved in their Torah learning, not to forget to stay close to Torah and mitzvahs. He says, pay attention to all the things that we've been talking about until this day. Why? Ki loi davar reiku mikem. Keeping the Torah is not empty for you. Well, thank you for that. After 40 years of learning from Moshe Rabbeinu, you would think that we would know by now that Torah is not an empty pursuit. Couldn't Moshe Rabbeinu have found a better way to encourage the people, to rally them on, to study more Torah and to do more mitzvahs, rather than simply say, it's not empty? In fact, though, we've been slightly superficial with the reading of the Pasuk, because the Pasuk doesn't end there. Moshe Rabbeinu says, Ki loi davar reiku mikem, it's not empty, and then he ends by saying, Ki hu chayechem, because it's your life. What does he mean by that? It's not empty because it's your life? Imagine someone doesn't know maths. You could say he's mathematically empty, or someone who doesn't know science. He's scientifically empty, but he's still a person. He's still somebody. He's just somebody who's empty of maths or science. But what Moshe Rabbeinu tells the people is it's not the same with Torah. Someone who's not involved with Torah learning, someone who's not connected to mitzvahs, is not merely empty. They're not only empty. Ki hu chayechem. What they lack is the very oxygen that we breathe, the Torah itself. They lack life itself. They lack a life of spirituality, a life of transcendence, a life of coming closer to Hashem. And so what Moshe was saying was, Ki loi davar reiku mikem. It's not just something in whose absence you will be empty of a knowledge, empty of a subject, empty of some wisdom. Ki hu chayechem. It's far more than an emptiness. It's life itself. And a lack of connection to Torah mitzvahs is a lack of connection to life itself. Without Torah, there's a void in a person that lacks a life of transcendence, a life of spirituality, a life of getting close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And it's a message that's so important at this time of year when we ask in all our tefillahs during our Seres Yemei Teshuvah, Zochreinu l'chaim. We ask God to remember us for life. We're asking for real life, for true life, for meaningful life, not just a physical life, but a life of fulfillment and spiritual existence.